Hey, this is Donnie Smith, and this is my quick version video where I'm just going through the steps we took, step by step, of how we made this Jeep look like from this to this. And we was using the SEM sprayed-on bedliner. Now, I have a full version video where I go into greater detail, and I'll put a link to that video down in the description. And I've also got a PDF if you want to be able to print the steps that we took. Step 1, you want to wash the surface that you're going to be bedlining. And this is just to help remove all the contaminants that you don't want on there. Once you've washed it or pressure washed it, if you got a pressure washer, then you can come back with a cleaner and clean the surface. And this is just to assure all the contaminants are off the surface before you start sanding. Step 2, you need to sand the surface for adhesion. You can sand it using sandpaper, 180 grit to 220 grit, or you can use this bedliner brush like we used. And we found that it works best on a polisher around 1000 RPM. And step 3, we're going to scuff all the hard to get areas and the edges using a red Scotch-Brite. This helps get all the hard to get areas because the brush or the sandpapers, there's just some places that's going to be hard to get. So this assures everything will get good adhesion. Step 4, you need to blow the area with compressed air, or you can use a vacuum cleaner to make sure all the dust is off so that when you go to masking, the tape will stick well. Step 5, need to mask and cover everything that's not going to get bedliner, because this bedliner will overspray some, so you want to make sure everything's masked off that you don't want bedlined. Step 6, we're going to clean the surface using SEM Solve or other approved wax and grease remover, and this just makes sure the surface is clean and is ready for the bedliner coating or the primer if you have bare metal. Step 7, if you do have any bare metal where you sanded through, you're going to need to prime the bare metal spots. You can use DTM, direct metal primer, or epoxy primer. Once it's primed, you need to allow it to dry the recommended time. And then you need to scuff that up using 220 to 180 grit sandpaper. Now, they do not recommend that you use self-etching primer because the acid in it may interact with the bed coating, cause it to lift or wrinkle. So don't use self-etch primer when you're applying this bed liner. And then once you have the bare metal spots primed and sanded, then you need to re-clean using the compressed air and wiping down with the wax and grease remover. Step 8, the directions say to shake the catalyst and the bedliner coating for 2 minutes individually in their containers, and then you're going to add 6.5 ounces of the catalyst to the quart container that contains the bedliner. Step 9, we're going to attach the bedliner gun to the quart container, and now we need to adjust the air pressure. They recommend anywhere from 45 psi to 60 psi. And I just recommend you play with that like we're spraying on this plastic here, because the different pressure is going to make a little bit of a different appearance of what the texture is going to look like on the bed liner. Step 10, apply 2 to 3 light coats, allowing 15 minutes flash time between coats. Allow 15 minutes for it to dry between coats. And they really stress light coats. You don't want to put this coating on too heavy at one time because that'll cause a lot of problems. So be sure and spray this in light coats. Now, we was able to get around this Jeep all from the outside, but if you're spraying a truck bed liner in a truck, it may be better to do the sides. You know, put a coat, allow it to dry 15 minutes, apply a second coat to the sides, and then come back and spray your floor. And this will allow you to jump in the bed while spraying the sides. Step 11, as soon as you get done spraying the final coat, you want to be sure and unmask it because you don't want this coating to start hardening because that'll make it very difficult to unmask. And now all you have to do is allow it to dry about 48 hours and then you're done. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch the video that goes into more detail, I've got the link down in the description. Also got a PDF with these instructions in the description and some other information down there. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next video.